Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I'm going to talk about my most anticipated fall releases. So fall for me consists of September, October, November, even though fall doesn't technically start happening until mid-September. Is it happening when this video is up? I don't even know. But it's still pretty hot where I am, and that's kind of why I forgot to do this video beforehand, because I was like, oh, it's still summer, it's still like 85 degrees and humid. And then I was like, wait, it's fall to me. So I should probably put this video up. So I don't have a ton of fall anticipated releases, which is kind of appalling. I think it's because I did get a lot of arcs at BEA this year, and BEA does tend to show a lot of fall arcs. So a lot of books I've already read, I don't want to include those, or I'm going to read, so I don't really want to include those. These are just books that I don't already physically own that I'm very excited about, because if I already have them and I'm excited about them, like, that's really not the same. So I'm doing books that I don't already have, haven't already read, etc., etc. So there are a couple of books that are really anticipated fall releases that might not be on this list, but obviously I'm still excited about them if I haven't read them yet, but I might own them or I might not care. I mean, I don't know why I'm really describing this. You guys know what these videos are about. Why am I don't know. The very famous booktube disclaimer statement. So the first book already came out on September 13th from Tor, and that is Cold Forged Flame by Marie Brennan. Marie Brennan has another popular series, I believe, about dragons. I think it's called A Brief History of Dragons, something like that. And I really want to get to that series, but I haven't yet, but I heard about this one coming out. This is the first book in a new adult fantasy series, and the description for it is very vague, which I am a huge fan of vague synopsises because I don't want to be spoiled in a synopsis, but it basically is talking about a fantasy world, sounds very high fantasy, and there's a woman who appears during a very tumultuous time in this land's history, and she is supposed to be an answer to a prophecy, and she ends up going on a very epic quest. It sounds very stereotypical because it's so vague, but I'm here for it. I'm okay with hero journeys, especially if they're lady hero journeys, and the cover looks like real good, and I've heard really good things about Marie Brennan's writing, and it's Tor. So is there anything I can complain about? No. Then we have two books that come out on September 27th. The first one is Like a River Glorious by Ray Carson. This is the second book in the Gold Seer trilogy. And the first book was Walk on Earth a Stranger, and I loved that book. It takes place during Gold Rush America and the Gold Rush to California, and our main character is a girl who has to dress up as a guy to go across country, very Oregon Trail style, and the big thing with her is that she can sense gold in the earth, which makes it very difficult for her because if anybody figures that out, she's going to be used, and it's amazing. Like, the first book was so good, and I can't wait to see what happens now in the next book, and I just love Ray Carson. I talk about her a lot. I talk about her other Girl of Fire and Thorn series, and I'm excited to see what happens with this because so much potential, so good. And the next book is going to be on everybody's list, and of course it's going to be on my list because I am absolute Grisha trash, and it is Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. I am so excited. I have been like drooling and waiting for this since I read Six of Crows last year. I'm doing a reread in a couple of days, getting ready for it, and like tabbing up my book and just having a lot of emotions. Like, there was rumors that this book was going to be at BEA this year. It ended up not being at BEA because obviously it's the last book in the series and typically those books don't have arcs. But there was rumor, and I was like, if it is, I will go to battle for this book. Like, I can't hold myself back. But it wasn't, thankfully, and I got to actually like breathe easily, and I'm ready. Like, I'm having heart palpitations. I'm so excited. It is so close. Are my babies gonna be fine? No, because she's already confirmed like some bad things are gonna happen to some people. Not who, but someone, and I love all of them. And I need to know. Like, I am just gonna binge read that book in one sitting and probably hate myself after because I need to like savor it, but I can't because I need to know what happens. I'm excited. I look scared, because I am, but I'm also excited. Then we have Bright Smoke Cold Fire by Rosamund Hodge. This also comes out on the 27th, and it looks like it's a fantasy Romeo and Juliet retelling. Rosamund Hodge does a lot of retellings. I read her other book, Cruel Beauty, which some people love and some people hate. I kind of was in the middle with it. She has a very interesting writing style, and I like what she does with retellings because she makes them very dark. Not that Romeo and Juliet isn't dark because it's a tragedy, but I want to see more of that, and I just kind of, I mean, it's Romeo and Juliet, and the tragedy is so tragic and angsty, so I need more of that in other settings, and this looks real good, and I really like this cover, and it sounds angsty, and I'm here for it. I actually only have one book for October, and that comes out on the 20th, and that is A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. This is the second book / companion book to The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, which came out last year, and this follows some of the same characters that were in that, I believe, or at least one of the same main characters that was in that one, but in a completely different story, maybe kind of close. We might see some of those characters, I hope, because I love so many of those characters, and this is an adult science fiction series that is beautiful and amazing. It's a space opera, and it's very character focused, and it gives me a lot of feelings. So I need this really bad to have a lot of emotions over my space children, because you know how I feel about space children. I love them. I want to protect them with my entire body. I love them so much. And the only book for November I have is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colehurst, which comes out on the 22nd. This is a fantasy story involving two princesses falling in love. And I'm so here for it. One of them is also, I believe, an elemental of some kind or has elemental powers, and I just have a ton of feelings about this one. I heard about this one earlier this year, like way earlier in the year, and I was like, I need this as soon as possible, and I cannot wait. I've already heard some early reviews for it, and it sounds so good. Give me all of the princesses falling in love with each other and setting worlds on fire potentially, since one's elemental. Like, I need that. So that is it for my most anticipated fall releases. Comment down below and let me know what some of your most anticipated fall releases are. I think I'm gonna see a lot of Crooked Kingdoms and a lot of Geminas. Those are my two guesses for like most commented. Let's see if you guys prove me right or wrong. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!